Heidi-ho! I've been away for a while. I'm terribly sorry. My kitchen was a bit of a disaster. We've had a cold snap here in the Pacific Northwest, which we never, well, I would have said we never get, but we're getting more and more of them. And all the pipes in my kitchen froze, and when they unfroze, they dislodged a chunk of the galvanized pipe into my faucet, thus rendering the faucet non-usable. And it took... The dog must bark while I work. All right, I'll wait. Thus rendering my kitchen non-usable. And we had to wait for the plumber to go around and fix everybody else's pipes as well. So I've had my house repiped, and now I can use my water. And the water is strangely no longer yellow, nor does it have crappy water pressure. I have great water pressure. Today, we are going to make a most yummy thing, which I believe I have invented all by my little lonesome, is an eggnog caramel for gifties usually. I make them around this time of year, in case you're watching it, not at when I post it. It is the holiday season, the winter holiday season. So I make eggnog caramels and then hand them out in little boxes. I'm going to make the dog shut up now. We'll be back and I'll show you the ingredients. In your saucepan, you're going to put 2 cups of white sugar. And one of my lights is making new interesting, buzzy noises. And you're going to take 1 cup of brown sugar. So 2 cups of white, 1 cup of brown, 1 cup of butter, 2 cups of eggnog. And this is just commercially made eggnog because that's what I had. And it works just fine. And 1 cup of corn syrup. I'm going to turn this on high on the stove, and we want everything to melt and come together until it reaches 244 degrees. So when you're putting a candy thermometer in a pot, you want it, this is what this little clip is for. Can you see the little clip? This is what the clip is for. You clip it to the side of the pot, and then you squeeze these 2 things together, and you can move the... Can you see? Can you even see what I'm doing? No other way. Then you can move the thermometer up and down. You want the base of the thermometer to be about at least a quarter of an inch off the top of, from the bottom of the pan. You don't want to get the temperature reading from the very bottom of the pan. So it's not as finicky as other ways of making caramel. You don't have to worry about everything recrystallizing because we have the corn syrup in there. Corn syrup inhibits crystallization. And we've just kind of put everything in one pot and we're going to let it go. Some butter bobbing at the top. All right, we'll be back. And it's just coming to the edge here. See, this is a little scary because it's molten hot, or it's going to be. And one of the interesting things about making candy, is that sugar reaches certain stages and then it has to evaporate the water out of the mix before the temperature will rise again. So you'll have plateaus of temperatures, and it'll usually be right before you need to get it where it's going to go. And it'll sit at like 2 or 3 degrees below where you want it for a long time, and you'll be going, oh my god. But then as soon as it comes to your temperature, you want to immediately whisk it off the heat. You don't want it to go over the temperature that you're reaching for. So see all this bubbling? You'd think it'd be getting super hot. It's not. It's still only 119 degrees. Maybe it's 219. Could it be 219? It must be 219. I don't know. Let's see if I can find another thermometer. Making a mess, making a mess. Okay. We have to switch pots. New pot! Turn it all the way up. Put our sugar syrup, our candy in the new pot. Alright. Okay, for some reason now my digital thermometer is working. Good gravy. Okay, so I have 2 thermometers. Move back up to the super high heat. Okay, we have reached temperature. And I have a greased silicone pan. And I don't know how to do this without getting my arms in the way. We're just going to pour this into the silicone pan. And I've done something one should never do. I took my eyes off it. So we're actually a little bit over as far as temperature goes. Oh, and I've forgotten yet another thing. Oh my gosh. I always forget this. Now you're supposed to add a teaspoon of vanilla. So stand back. It usually bubbles up and goes whoosh. I don't know. So there it goes. See? That's how hot this is. So mix the vanilla in and swirl it around. Leave it in this, what is this? Silicone pan about 8 hours overnight till it's completely cool. And then we'll come back and slice it up. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. A word of warning when working with sugar. It is stinking hot. So, I mean, it will burn you. And the thing is that it's sticky. So, like, if you get hot soup on you, you just go whoosh, whoosh, all gone. But if you get hot sugar syrup on you, it will stick to you and continue to burn, and you'll get some nasty, nasty burns. That's the only thing you have to be kind of not afraid, but aware of. You should be aware of that. So anyway, my kitchen smells delicious. It smells like eggnog caramel. Yummy, yummy. And I will see you when this cools off. We are back with cooled caramel. I'm going to show you what it looks like. We're going to cut it and take a taste. I think it's going to be pretty stinking yummy. And hopefully there's enough light in my kitchen, because although it is only 5 o'clock, it is pitch black out. So let's see what happened. So as you can see, it is cool to the touch, but it is not hard. If I push my finger in, you can see it makes an indentation. That's normal, and that's okay. So all we're going to do is flip this over. And I am going to put that on a piece of parchment paper, just so it doesn't stick to anything. And I was given a gift this season of some Silpats, so we're going to play with these at a later date and see which one I like better, Silpat or parchment. For now, we're going to use parchment. So all you do, because we put this in a silicone pan and we've greased it prior to putting the caramel in it, it just comes right out. So flip it over and it pops out. Ta-da! How cool is that? Pretty easy. Now all you have to do is take a knife, and I usually, this makes a lot, so I usually just make a score line there. What is that? That is maybe about a ½ inch. And there are 2 ways to finish these off. You can, so I've scored it all, And now I'm just going to cut this first line. And all you do is get your knife in there and go down. And it just comes off like that, a giant piece of caramel. And now I just cut it into little squares. Just like that. And it is supposed to stay soft like this. That way it doesn't stick to your teeth. They don't have to be perfect, because they're going to taste amazing. All right. Now, there are two ways to, like I said, there are two ways to finish these off. We could just wrap them up in wax paper, or, you know, I obviously use parchment paper for everything. So all you have to do is take a piece of parchment paper and cut it into little, I think they even sell things like this at the Wilton section of the Joann's. I'm just gonna make little squares of parchment paper. And you just take one of these little caramels, put it in the parchment paper. Wrap it up like that. And then each side you twist in a different direction. And that's it. You give these away by the bazillionfuls. The other way to finish these off is to dip them in chocolate. And that is a whole other video, which I am not prepared to make at this time. So, there you have it. This made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Say 12 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This makes about 144 caramels. And that's enough for a great many gifts. And, oh, this light is very, very bright now. Let's move this. Can you see me? I don't know if you can even see me anymore. Does this help? Does it not help? I don't know. I don't know. It's very hot. Anyway, you make a little box. You take another piece of parchment. I use this stuff so much. And you just shove it in there like that. Then you put all of your finished caramels in the box and close it up. And put a pretty ribbon on it. Or a bow. Or some string. And then you have a box of caramels. Everybody loves caramels. Well, I think everybody likes caramels. Oh, I didn't taste it for you. Alright. I'm going to see how far I get with tasting this. Because of my braces, I don't think I'm supposed to eat caramel. I really don't. We'll give it a shot. But you can see how, can you see? You see how soft that is? And it, in the past, this has not stuck to teeth. I haven't tried it with braces, so we're gonna give it a shot. So delicious. I love making candy. Okay. It's not sticking to my braces. It is not pulling on my braces. And it's not pulling on my teeth. But it's chewy. Delicious. Go out there, make some candy. If you're not going to cut them all at once, I do recommend that you wrap it in plastic. That's the word I'm looking for, plastic wrap, so that it doesn't dry out at all. You really want that softness. That is a hallmark of this particular caramel. It is very soft and delicious. Okay. We'll be back with another holiday recipe.